Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. But if you want some people that made this game and are making others, then you can go through Patreon. $3 a month for lots of games. So, now on the last Let's Play, we were waiting for Leo to come back. Katsuo went to go take a pee. We were hit by Duke, and he took our keys, hit us with our own car. That was a jerk move. And then we decided to come into the, I guess drove off as well. We came into the motel room and found TJ, who was absolutely in shock and also peed on himself. But he calmed down a little and is taking a shower. Also, we plan to use Leo's car, which is, what I think at the diner? Yeah, I think it is. Hopefully it's completely fine and not, I don't know, burnt or something. But hey, that's one of the friends down. Just my face. We sit around in a sort of circle in the motel room. Leo and I on the beds, Kudzu in the chair. That's a triangle. We keep our voices low as we discuss what's going on, not wanting TJ to hear. It doesn't make sense. TJ's one of the most rational people I know. How is this affecting him? He's on the wacky tobacco. We don't know what's causing it, though. I don't know. I thought it was just drugs or something. They all just they all just took the same drug? I don't know. Or maybe they're all crazy because of drugs, and something set it off? Oh, TJ is religious. Yeah, that is kind of crazy. So? So if he believes in that, then maybe it could go further than that? I shake my head. No, that doesn't make sense. People in cults do it all the time. But he's not in a cult. It's all kind of the same thing, if you think about it. I mean, I kind of agree, but we're kind of getting into philosophy stuff. Your whole family's super religious, Leo. Yeah, so I have first-hand experience with all of it. Yeah. Also, side point, kind of funny when you hear, like, people who are ex-religious be like, yeah, I went to these survival things, and I felt Jesus' spirit through me, and then I went to a concert, and it was the same exact thing, so that's when I found out it was BS. Okay, Leo chuckles, despite the situation. It's just, it makes me wonder if there is something more than what's in everyone's head, if even TJ is having it happen. Kudzu taps his chin from the chair he's sitting on. What was it Duke was saying about his grandpa? Something about a curse? Leo waves his hand, like he's swatting away a fly. Puchita. Speaking of shit, that doesn't make sense. Kazu shrugs. I'm starting to wonder. I fold my arms and looks towards the bathroom, where steam is wafting from TJ's shower. Well, stop wondering. I don't want you ending up like them. I frown and glance back at the bathroom, before lowering my voice. Like TJ? Leo sighs. No, one of those fuckers probably freaked him out or something. He did say he was seeing things. Leo suddenly stands up from his sitting position on the bed. You know what? We should just stop talking about this. We're leaving once he's done anyway. As if on cue, the water shuts off, and the automatic dryer starts up. Automatic dryer? Right after that, TJ's meek voice pipes from inside the bathroom. You guys still there? I call back gently, cheerfully. We're here, TJ. Leo sighs and moves to the window to look outside, pulling back the curtain just a bit. You think the others are out there right now? Your friends? Yeah. Jenna, Carl, Flynn. You know what, Flynn can stay here. I don't know why I hesitated with Flynn's name. Leo silently stares out the window, A while longer, the yellow light of a street light falling across his face momentarily. I would turn off the lights before opening the blinds, you know? Just saying. So people around, while there isn't much people around, could just see a light from a window. That seems a bit not good. He lets it drop back into place. With any luck, they got the hell out of here when this started. Like I said, if they did then, they would have brought someone back. Really, if anyone got out, then they would have. Leo doesn't say anything, electing to lift the gun that he had clutched in his this entire time to examine it. Does that mean no one's gotten out of here? There's a momentary silence. Hello? We're still here, TJ. Kudzu shifts in his chair. Well, a lot of us here have relations outside the town, family, and work in Peyton. In fact, Kudzu checks his phone again. I'm supposed to be at work in like 5 hours. Someone's gonna notice. Maybe we should wait until morning? Someone has to be looking for someone here by then. Leo thrusts his gun back into his waistband resolutely. Nope, relying on other people has gotten us nowhere. We've got to help ourselves. See, I was going to make a joke, but I'd have to think too hard to do it. You might have a point, Leo. Your friend looks in pretty bad shape. Like, mentally. Then I'll carry his ass to the van. I'm leaving. I'm not leaving any of you behind. When Leo stops, I follow his gaze to the bathroom, where TJ stepped out, his fur a little damp and spiky from the shower, with a fresh change of clothes. He stands there awkwardly for a moment, rubbing his arm, as we all stare at him. Hey, how are you feeling? I'm fine. Things are more clear now. Leo smiles gently. Good. So, do you remember who we all are? TJ smiles weakly. Yeah, again, things are clear. And you guys don't have to talk to me like that. Like I'm crazy. Sorry. I clear my throat and try to assume a less I'm talking to a crazy person tone. Do you think you can make it to Leo's? We can stay here if you want. Wait for somebody to find us. I ignore Leo's exasperated sigh from behind me. TJ glances at the bed. I'd like to just lay down a bit, but he looks back up at us, clasping his hands together. I think something is happening here. Something doing something to our heads. I don't know. I don't know why I'm pressing... I don't know what's going on, but sometimes I'm pressing enter and it doesn't take. I'm wondering if it just changed keyboards. I'm wondering if it might be the keyboard. Or it could be the game. We could just test it right quick. It might be the keyboard. Might need to tap it harder. Leo narrows his eyes. What do you mean? TJ looks off to the side. I just saw things that shouldn't be there. This has never happened to me before, so... TJ looks down at his hands. I remember someone was chasing me, trying to grab me. I scratched at it. TJ looks back up at us. And it was Jenna, but I was too scared. I didn't know if it was really her or not, so I ran. And she didn't follow me. TJ is starting to shiver again. What did she look like when he didn't know it was her exactly? TJ frowns, opening his mouth to say something, then closes again. Finally, he looks up at Leo, apparently deciding to ignore the question. Can we find her? I can't stop thinking about it, and I want to make sure she's okay. His voice gets a little broken, but he manages to control his tears this time. Leo grimaces. We really need to go, TJ. The faster we can get help, the faster we can help everyone here. including Jenna. The corners of TJ's mouth tug down in a frown, but he doesn't say anything. But if we see her on the way, of course, we'll bring her with us, okay? TJ's still looking like he's trying not to cry, but nods quietly. Leo rolls his shoulder, keeping the gun pointed at the ground as he moves to the door. Now everyone, stay close to me. Chase, keep with TJ. Could you bring up the rear? Got it? Alright. We're just gonna head up the streets to the diner, not far at all. I look up at TJ, trying to give him a reassuring smile. He's still looking at his hands though, so I move lower to him, putting an arm around his shoulder, gently guiding him to the door. The trek to the diner was practically silent compared to just a few hours ago. Aside from the nightlife, there's no screaming or shooting. The way there is fairly straightforward, straight down the main road. However, we decide to cut through backyards instead of using the road. Leo tells us it's best way to not be seen if there are people around. Leo keeps close to me, wanting me to keep my arm around his shoulder as we move, his eyes either squeezed shut or staring straight ahead. It's like we're moving through a haunted house, and he's too terrified to look in either direction. It does get too difficult to keep him that close though, especially as you start to have to move through bushes and hop fences. I have to hold on his hand instead. In any other situation, I'm sure TJ would have been running for the hills in embarrassment, but he clings to me like he's never gonna let go. We all move in silence through the brush. The quiet is actually almost as unnerving as the shouts of gunshots were. As we move under a few street trees, I try to keep the memory of seeing a corpse strung up out of my head. There's no way a demon, or whatever they said did that. It was when the town's crazies killed, then mutilated that person to convince us of their delusions. There are 4 of us now, and 2 of us have guns. We're gonna be fine. We get to after only 5 minutes. Though most of it is spent floundering through the brush and old broken fences. Because of the meandering, we actually miss it and have to backtrack. Cautiously, we make our way around the diner to the parking lot and immediately spot a lone van. When we finally do get there, Leo jogs up to the van, shoving a hand into his pocket. But then he freezes and stares down. No keys? Fuck. Me and TJ arrive next to Leo, and TJ finally lets go of my hand. What is it? I ask, but to see the problem at the same time that I do. The 2 tires that I can see are brutally slashed and completely flat. Well, bugger. I was like, boy, hopefully this car is fine and not, damaged. I bet that the other 2 are in the same way. Leo puts his hands up to his face, rubbing his eyes vigorously with his palms. What? Who would do that? TJ reaches out and grasps my hand again. Kudzu moves over to the other side of the van to inspect it. Brian. Leo growls to the name. How do you know? Leo doesn't say anything, sitting down on his haunches as he stares at the completely destroyed wheel. Who's that? TJ asks quietly from beside me, studying my expression. I wonder if I should tell him. Probably not. Him scared of seeing things is bad enough. We don't need TJ to be worried about an actual person who's out to kill us. I'd actually completely forgotten about the bear up to this point. If it truly was him, we were in even more danger than I'd thought. It's just another person we saw. He was acting weird. It's alright. TJ doesn't seem to take much comfort in that, staring at the tires. Whether or not it was Brian, whoever it was, had done a number on the tires, completely tearing the rear tire to shreds. Kudzu comes from around the side of the van, shaking his head. Other 2 tires are the same. How far do you think we'd get on flats? Leo lets out a ragged growl, standing back up. Not far enough. We'd probably get to the lake before the goddamn wheels fall off. Leo stands there thinking. Should we go back to the motel? Leo shakes his head. No, I'm not staying here another minute. I'd rather start walking, actually. To the highway? That'd take half of the day. Well, we'd at least be getting somewhere instead of sitting around here. Look down the main street towards the darkness of the lake and desert. The ominous feeling gets overwhelming. Like, I have no doubt that if we set out there into the desert, we wouldn't last long at all. I don't know why. I shudder violently, and TJ glances at me. He squeezes my hand, and I find it funny how quickly the role of one doing the reassuring has flipped. I think we should go back to the motel. Leo finally looks back at me, and I see his expression soften. Hey, Otter, it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna get us out of here, okay? I noticed the same tone he'd used with TJ earlier. He set his hands on my shoulders, but I honestly don't feel very reassured. TJ pipes up from next to me. Carl's house has some cars. Maybe he's there, and we could leave with him and the car. I thought Carl didn't have a car, but I guess it's his parents' cars? Dunno. Leo looks out towards the hilltop where Carl's house is at. I can't see it, since all the lights are apparently off. Maybe. If he's not there, we could just break in. I see TJ blanch next to me. Even now, he's batting his moral values versus our need to survive. I still just want to get to the motel, hole up in there and wait. Maybe sleep. I'd give anything just to be able to lay down somewhere safe right now. But now, with the new possible factor of Brian, I can see the benefit of getting the hell out of here now. Alright. Leo sets his jaw, narrowing his eyes. Let's go. Remember to stay close. We don't bother going off-road on the way to Carl's place, mainly because we've been trudging through sagebrush full of ticks at this point. Leo figures that since Carl's house is the only thing up the road, aside from throw the cannon to nowhere, none of us would be driving there anyway. No one would be driving there anyway. It takes us about 20 minutes to get there, walking in silence up the cracked road. The only sounds are panting. I'm the loudest, considering the short legs, and also I'm probably the most out of shape compared to the others. Yeah. When you're close to the mansion, look down toward Echo. Only a few streetlights dot the small town. I don't see anyone on the roads near them. I see a window or two here and there with their lights on, but no movement from within. We only hear two sounds on our trek. One is the blood-curdling scream coming from the town behind us. A woman. TJ reaches out, again for my hand, when that happens, and I squeeze it comfortably. The next, a few moments later, is faint laughter coming from further away that rises in pitch before fading back out. I grimace, wondering if anyone else heard it, or if it came from inside my head. No one says anything, and I don't ask. By the time I reach the mansion, I'm covered in sweat, and I keep adjusting my shirt uncomfortably as it sticks to my chest and shoulders. The garage door is closed, and there aren't any cars in the driveway. I wonder if maybe Carl already took off. I hope he did. He might be just drunk and high. We stand in the front door, and Leo holds out a hand to us, motioning us to be quiet. I watch his ears poke up full extension before he moves to the glass on the door, cupping both hands over his eyes to peer inside. I don't know, I know that's a gesture, but what are you cupping your hands against, the stars? We wait a tense moment and wonder if maybe he's looking in on something horrific. But after a while, Leo pulls back, shaking his head. Can't hear or see anything. Maybe he left, or he's with one of the others. Kudzu offers quietly, standing just behind me. Maybe. Leo appears to be thinking hard. Then he reaches out to the doorbell with an index finger. He hesitates for a full 2 seconds before pressing it. Fancy chimes ring softly from inside. I miss that sound. I think when my parents had that sound of a doorbell. I noticed Leo got a hand on his gun, watching through the glass intently. I also noticed that not only is TJ pressing close to me, but so is Kudzu from the other side, his shoulder slightly ahead of mine. It's almost like he's shielding me. A minute goes by before Leo tries again. Wait another minute before Leo lets out a ragged sigh. Whether it's from relief or frustration, I'm not sure which. Considering what's happening, you'd think some people from the town would have come here to loot or something. Yeah. I look back at the town, a few glints of lights, staring ominously back. I'm able to suppress a shiver this time. I turn back just in time to see Leo try the door, and, to my amazement, it opens. Leo seems surprised too, and lets go of the door, slowly swinging open. They all stare into the blackness beyond, a few lights from the TV glowing in the darkness. Should we go in? Leo clears his throat. Well, we gotta get keys somehow. Leo steps inside slowly, hand reaching along the wall to find a light switch. He finds it, though the light only illuminates the foyer, the house going from goddamn dark to slightly less goddamn dark. It's just Carl's kitchen, though. Nothing seems to be out of place, as far as I can see. I start to step forward too, but I can feel TJ hesitate on my hand. I look back at him. You alright? He's staring into Carl's house, his eyes wide. Yeah, I'm good. It's probably safer inside anyway, right? TJ swallows and finally steps in with me, Kudzu following close behind. Here's the thing about tension. Like, after, 2 episodes ago when we ended in the motel parking lot, I woke up in the middle of the night, and when you sometimes feel like a little bit ominous? I felt that. Got a little hard. I got a little hard. It was a little hard to get back to sleep after that. And also daylight savings time change. The mansion is pleasantly cool against my sweaty fur. There's something strangely comforting about something as simple as an AC still running. The sense of normalcy. Normalcy? Leo stands there, looking around intently before moving to the cupboards. He starts opening drawers, searching the counter, looking for keys. I leave TJ to huddle on the couch before moving to the kitchen myself. Hey, can you look for Carl too? Leo pushes close the drawer full of silverware. Yeah, give me a sec. I sigh. I'll be fine. It would be faster if I look for him while you look for keys. Leo shakes his head. Gotta stick together. I suppress another sigh, then move back to the living room. Somehow, TJ's already managed to fall into a doze, curled up on a small ball on the couch. How are you doing? I look over at Kudzu, who's got his arm folded, watching me closely. I'm doing okay, just kinda tense. Kudzu gives one of his rare smiles at that. No kidding. No kidding? Yeah. I glance over at Leo, who's trying to rifle through some drawers full of what looks like open letters. What's up? I look back at Kudzu. I'm just thinking about Carl, if he's here or not. I glance back at Leo. Hey, Leo wants us to stick together, but I look back at Kudzu. You want to help me find Carl? Maybe you sweep upstairs and I'll look in the basement real quick. Kudzu glances at Leo as well. It'll make things go a bit faster. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. I really don't think anyone's in this house. I mean, the door's unlocked, just saying. And with all the crazy shit going on, hopefully we locked the front door. I can't remember if we did that, but we should kind of stick together. Kudzu nods towards the window facing the town. From what I've seen, people are mostly wrapped up in their own issues. Yeah, I don't think anyone's interested in looting here. Well, alright. I'll take a quick look upstairs. I smile. Cool. I'll take a quick look downstairs. Oh, and keep a lookout for keys too. And with that, we both move to the staircase. I give Leo one last glance to make sure he's not watching before we both head in our respective upward and downward directions. Flip on the light switch to head into the basement, and it's only when I stare into the black hole I'm headed toward that I get the first inklings of fear. I shake my head, remembering what Kudzu had said. If anyone's here, it's definitely only Carl, and that would be a good thing. If you can find him, we can bring him with us, and we'll be on our way out of his hellhole. I tell myself as I bounce quickly down the stairs, wanting to get this over with as soon as possible. Now in the basement, I glance around quickly to several doors down here. A storage room, a weight room, video game looking room. I start to realize that if Carl is here, he's most likely upstairs, and I'm really just giving the basement a cursory check. I start to rush through, not wanting to take too long, in case Leo notices, if he hasn't already. I reach the end of the long basement hallway, and I'm left looking into a smaller room. There's only a tiny white wooden door that I assume leads to a crawl space. I stare at it for a moment, not even thinking to bother with it, until I see little white hoof prints. There are several of them, like someone came and went dozens of times into and out of the crawl space. I look back behind myself, feeling chill run up my spine, not like someone's watching me. I look back at the prints. I notice that the little door is just slightly open. Could Carl be in there? I remember that he'd been down here recently when we couldn't find him during the birthday party. At that moment, I catch a glimpse of something poking out from the door. It's shiny and hairy and very long, maybe 6 inches in length. I stare at it, wondering if it's a Halloween decoration that's stored under there. Chase! Leo's voice booming down the stairs makes me jump a foot in the air. I don't have time to stare at the black thing any longer. Instead, stumble down the hall toward the sound of Leo's voice. The icy glare directed at me as I move up the stairs actually makes him cower a little bit. I'm not used to having his monolithic anger directed at me. I told you to stick together. His voice rumbles out at me. Sorry, I found something. Well, Kudzu did too. Carl's upstairs. Yay? What? The thoughts of hoofprints disappear from my mind immediately. He told me you were down here. Come on. More gently now, he grasps my hand and pulls me the rest of the way upstairs. I'm expecting us to turn into Carl's room. Instead, we go further to the end of the hall. I think this is where Carl's parents' bedroom is. Carl's lying on the bed, looking over at TJ, who's in the middle of talking with him from the side. He glances our way when he enters the room. Leo? Chase? Well, good thing he's alive and not dead and someone in the basement. He squints at us, like he's having trouble focusing. I smile and sigh in relief. Carl. I move to the side of the bed, next to TJ, and that's when I see that the ramp is covered in a white-looking chalk substance. He reminds me of the prince downstairs. It's all over his horns, and a bit of what looks like drywall is covering the pillow around his head. What happened? Are you okay? You were just taking a nap? Easy. Leo says to me, so I shut my mouth. TJ reaches out and grabs up one of Carl's big hands. The ram just stares at the ceiling sitting now, looking as confused as we are. I look over at Kudzu, who's standing a little off to the side, like he did when we were trying to talk to TJ. What happened? I mumble at the raccoon, and Kudzu moves a little closer. I don't know. Just came in and thought he was taking a nap, or something. I glance back at Carl, watching as TJ starts to gently pet his forehead. But he wasn't? Kudzu shrugs. He was sort of... I don't know. He was sweating and mumbling. I kept calling his name, like really loudly, to the point that Leo came up. Carl starts to breathe heavily, then he covers his face. I think he's crying, so I step back a bit, and with Kudzu not wanting to crowd him, as TJ leans over and hugs him. It wasn't until Leo touched him that he woke up, like really suddenly. Huh. No, I'm fine. I just took some, like, LSD, so I was kind of, like, really out of it. Carl lets out a weird, shaky laugh as he sits up, wiping his eyes. I was having a really fucked up dream. Felt like I was in it for hours, man. Carl leans back on his hands, staring at the ceiling again. I had a dream that town went fucking insane. And then I ran back here and sorta just went downstairs. And then I was gone. Gone? Where? Carl shakes his head. I don't know. A hotel? Or something? A few hallways that went in circles, and I couldn't get out or wake up. Carl looks back at us. Even now, I don't know if I'm dreaming. At least, there's people around. Carl shakes his head, a cloud of dust coming up from his fur. What are you guys doing here anyway? Actually, the town did go a bit strange. What? Really? Leo seems to hesitate, clearly not wanting to rile up Carl any more than he already is. Yeah, we were trying to leave. Actually, that's why we're here. We need a car. So, what I saw in the town, however long ago that was, it really happened? Maybe. I mean, could you fill us in for information? Like people running around, shooting, and stuff. Leo doesn't say anything to that. Why do you need my car? What about your van? It broke down. Carl narrows his eyes. How? Listen, we'll tell you everything on the way. We just need to get out of here now. TJ picks some of the bits of white chalk from Carl's head fur. Is chalk in drywall? I don't know. What's all over you? Carl runs his hand over his head, bringing it away to find it covered in white dust. Ran into a wall? Oh. Carl suddenly points at my arm. Dude, what happened? Huh? Oh. Lift up my arm and remember the cut I got from the broken window. The fur is heavily matted down with blood, and the jagged cut is still oozing a little bit. Long story. We'll explain, like Leo said. The arm stares at the cut, so I lower my arm. It seems to be finally settling in for Carl that things are not right. I've also realized that none of us are immune to the new hysteria setting into the town. Is this what it's like for all those people living in town over 100 years ago? I managed to think humorously to myself that I actually did do what I set out to do when I started the project. Humorously, I think. Humorously or humorlessly? Humorously. It's pretty clear that it's happening all over again. So, you got your keys? We need to get the hell out of here and get this town some help. Yeah, I'll get them from my room. I think with that scene change, it's a good time to call it. And hopefully, everything will be completely fine. And I'm just going to take a quick look at Flip. What is it called? Walk through to see how much time we might have left. Estro through. It is kind of a pain in the ass when, you know, you're in this point in human civilization, like Echo, and it's like, oh, this completely different game. It's like, no, Echo visual novel, and it still gives you that game. So see, Leo Alvarez? Huh. Looking at his more or less roots. Carl? Yep. Leo. Okay, it doesn't say that. Huh. It seems like, you know, doing a very basic reading, we're not even past, like, the first, like, there's still quite a bit more to go, and I'm like, we're gonna be mostly through it, and it's like, nope, because it's like, escape the town immediately, and then there's a character that we meet again, so, and then like 2 more chapters. So, yeah. It's gonna be the end of this Let's Play, I guess. So anyways, please comment, guys. I like comments, don't you like, dislike, tips, as always. Like, this route seems to be quite a bit longer than the previous one, because it was like, the previous one, like, we have up to here-ish where we have divergent things, and then it ends about here? Yeah, here. And that's like 18, and then you add all this stuff, and it's like, a bit more than that. I thought we were going to be finished on, like, the last 2 episodes ago. But it do be like that. So anyways, end of this Let's Play. So comment, guys, like, comments, don't you like, dislike, tips, as always. If you like my YouTube and would like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the various to help it grow. And please remember, Spanier and most help control the pet population. It is kind of, like, it's good that it kind of tells me about stuff, but it's also like, there's a lot of stuff right here that I'm just trying to go, okay, let's see, did this happen? I'm not trying to read too deeply because I don't want to, you know, don't want to spoil myself on stuff. Like the one thing that was supposed to do on, what was it called? I thought it was going to be on this this thing, but it wasn't. It was on a different one. Do be like that. Oh, and from my game, Ren'Py, one of the people that make this game, Patreon. That made this game, Patreon. They're making other games, $3 a month. And until next time, let's say, meet GamerWolfSix of Echo. So thanks and see ya.